Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to actually be making another video. I feel like it's been forever. I feel like I also sound kind of nasally. There's something happening here that I'm not too sure about. But welcome back. I've missed y'all. I wish I could say something like, oh, I post a certain video at this time. Recently, the things I've been posting are things that I've been learning. And sometimes it's a process for me. And so I can't be like, here's something this week. So I'm not sure where the Lord is taking me regarding this channel, whether or not it's just gonna be me coming in randomly and talking about something that I've learned, or maybe it'll be, me doing a video about something the Lord put on my heart, or maybe with Nyla. I just don't know yet. But either way, welcome to the new subscribers that I recently got. I was kind of excited. I was like, oh my gosh. For so long, I felt like the people that were subscribed to this channel has been like my friends and my family. And recently I'm like, these are like subscribers that don't know me personally. Like they actually, you know what I mean? So thank you for joining in. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the fam bam. So today I'm going to be talking about a couple of things I've learned in marriage. This year, 2024, will make it 6 years. We got married in July 2018. I was 22 when I got married. I was finishing up my bachelor's. I didn't really have expectations about marriage. I didn't have a game plan. I didn't have a rubric. All I knew was what I saw growing up. And so I think the fact that I am in a healthy marriage has all to do with God and Jesse, of course. But let's jump into it, okay? I have bullet points. I randomly wrote them last night and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on this. So hopefully you guys find this helpful in some way. So no particular order. Number one, I think this one is kind of like a Gretchen, is learn to love your spouse. For me, it's my husband, the way he desires to be loved. So for me, I show people that I love them by getting them gifts. Like I just go shopping, whether it's a hair clip, writing them a note, roses, whatever it may be. Like that's me saying, hey, I thought of you, I love you. Jesse doesn't really like gifts. And so for him, the way his cup gets filled is through words of affirmation and acts of service. And for me, I didn't grow up getting affirmed, and so I didn't realize that that was something that people even needed or desired. But through postpartum, it almost felt like I absolutely needed affirmation in order to move forward. And so now I have an understanding of what it does to you. And so yes, I do try my best to affirm him, and I'm also trying my best to affirm people that I'm surrounded by, because like I said, it doesn't come naturally to me. Like it just doesn't. And then his second love language is acts of service. And so for me as a wife and as a mom, Nyla's always on my mind, Jesse's always on my mind. But I show up in acts of service in ways like, how can I make his day go a little bit smoother today? How can I help him with this project that he's doing? And so that's how I show him love. And I feel like if you were to ask him, he'd be able to say that I love him great, because I fill his cup the way that he desires to be loved. Second bullet point, when I first got married, I feel like I was a little bit toxic, but moving on. When I first got married, I used to joke a lot with Jesse and just anybody, like, Jesse does this, I'm out. He does this, I'm out. Like my mom lives down the street. My parents live down the street. They can take me. Like, I don't have to be here. I didn't say it like that, but that's what it was giving. You know what I mean? I was like, cheating, I'm out. Granted, cheating, we are out. But just in general, I just kept saying these things. And the Lord had to be like, hey sis, hey girl, hey daughter, I love you. But marriage is a covenant, and it should not be easily broken. And so it was almost like I was saying I wasn't willing to put in the work. Yes, I'm aware that there are things that lead to that covenant coming to end, like abuse and sexual infidelity and mental abuse, so many things. But Jesse wasn't doing any of those things. And so for me to just be like, this happens, I'm out. Like, it was just like, I wasn't willing to put in the work. I had to let go of the notion that I can just up and leave. Like, granted, we're in America, you can up and leave. But at least put in effort. At least say you're able to say that you gave it your all, that you sought X, Y, and Z, you sought counsel, you did this, you did that to better your marriage. And so now my mentality is I'm in this for the long run. We're going to make it work. You know, if it's counseling that we need, we're going to take counsel. If we need 5 dates a month to feel like we are prospering as a couple, then we need 5 dates a month. Like, we just got to we got to put in the work. And I think that's what I was just not, you know, I was just like, it's not happening. But we've come a long way. So bullet number 3, I had to, I guess I don't really know how to word it. It's a mix of like comparing and thinking that it's greener on the other side. Like, for instance, I know who I married. I know the qualities that he have. I know the things that he can and cannot do. Now, if I sit there and look at other people and I'm like, oh, so-and-so's husband can clean a pool, build a pool, so-and-so's husband can build an attic, so-and-so's husband can cook, so-and-so's husband can do X, Y, and Z, and I start comparing him, then I'm looking at him sideways. I'm looking at him like, why can't you fix a coffee table? Why can't you build me a she shed? And those are not his strong suits. It's not that that particular comparison is going to end your marriage, but that comparison and then something else and then something else and then something else, and then you end up with this hill of, I don't even like you no more. Like, I don't even know why I married you. Like, I don't even see your value. I don't even see your worth in this marriage. And so it is dangerous to look at your spouse like that. I remember growing up, somebody said to me, I can't really remember who said it, but somebody was like, there's always going to be somebody better than you. I can try to be the best cook that I can be, but there's always going to be a better cook than me. That's the reality of it. I can try to get singing lessons, but there's always going to be somebody that sings better than me. For example, Beyonce can sing, right? Yes, she can. But if we're being honest, there's probably somebody else out there that has better vocals than Beyonce's that's just not as rich as Beyonce or famous as Beyonce. Don't come at me, that's just an example. But I just feel like there's always somebody better. And so even it's the same concept with marriage. You can look at somebody else, some other man or whatever, and think that, wow, like he has these skills and these things that I would have loved for my husband to have. Those are just surface level things. And if you stop comparing your husband, you'll come to a quick understanding that your husband is perfect for you, and that there are skills that and attributes of your husband that you love and adore that somebody else doesn't have. Marriage in of itself, there's two individuals, two broken people, two flawed people rubbing against each other, helping with the process of making us in the likeness of God. The other characteristics that you're fantasizing about or wanting, whatever, does not exist in your spouse. And it's not something that can never exist. You guys can learn that skill together, but don't do the I wish you had so-and-so's ability. They didn't grow up in an environment that led them to have the skills, that particular skill that you might want, but they love and adore you. And with love and a commitment to love on each other, you guys can conquer anything. Hopefully that makes sense. This is my last bullet point, and it's be confident in the unit, your unit. Recently, I was crying, I felt overwhelmed, and I felt like God has been using my circumstances to create a character in me that's more like him. And I felt like the things that I used to be confident in, the things that I found identity in, are no longer the things that I'm necessarily strong in. And so I used to be somebody that would be able to put things together, not feel overwhelmed, organize, plan, and be totally fine. But in this season, I feel like I get easily overwhelmed, and I felt very alone, and I started getting in my thoughts, and I was kind of like giving my husband the cold shoulder. And when I finally opened up, I was like, man, I just feel like I'm being crushed and I don't know what to be confident in anymore. And he made this statement, like, and obviously I know to be confident in God, but he also said, be confident in God and be confident in us. And I was like, absolutely I'm confident in us, and I can be confident in us. We've been married almost 6 years, and the things we've endured, the love that we've built is solid. I can count on my husband for any and everything. Like he's created such a safe place for me that if I choose to harbor any emotions, that's on me. That's just me being the little girl that never felt like her voice needed to be heard or her emotions needed to be talked about. That's on me. But I think as married individuals that we should be able to come to a place where it's like, I'm confident in my marriage. If everything else falls apart, or if I feel like things in my life are just everywhere, that I can be confident in this. And I know that's not always the case for a lot of marriages, obviously, because a lot of marriages have been ending in divorce. But I think it's a goal to strive for both individuals to get to a place where the marriage is a safe place and that you can count on it and you can be confident in it, that if you're having a hard day, you can pour yourself out to your spouse and that spouse can show up in the way that you need that spouse to show up. So those are a few things I've learned over the years. This video is short and sweet. I was hoping not to make it super long. So, but anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.